Welcome to day 3 of the 7 days of movement. Today we are talking stronger legs and strong bums. So I'm going to teach you how to do a proper squat, moving to strengthen the bum from the right places and all of that jazz. So let's get straight into it today. Also remember that even though your upper extremities are not working in your squat, remember that it still has energy through it and you want to have it in the right place. I'm going to face forwards first and then I will turn to the side. Your toes are facing forward. Your feet are about hip width or slightly wider than hip width, maybe even shoulder width apart. So just feel where you feel a little slightly more comfortable. Toes facing forward and take the weight even from your big toe, baby toe and your heel so you have those tripods with your feet and lengthen into your toes. So carefully you're not scrunching into your toes to hold yourself up. And even though we're doing squats, like I said before, keep the space between your ribs and the hips engaged and elevated and make space in the spine. So we're growing tall from the top of the head, but then I just want you to mount your shoulders down and away from the ears. So don't forget about this part of your body. When you go into your squat, check that your knees are staying in line with your first two toes. So no matter where you are, I'll show you different ones as well. No matter where you are, check that your joints are aligned. So as soon as if you're bending forward and your knees are dropping in, you've lost the engagement on your inner thighs and your joints are not lined up, meaning that you can injure into your knees and all of that. So keep the knees facing over the first two toes. Your chest is always proud, so shoulders above the hips, and we're going to bend down. I'll show you from the side now. So bending down, keeping that alignment there, belly button towards the spine, bend down as far as you can, and then exhale, push up. So you can bring the arms up as well, shoulders are down, belly button towards spine, check where the knees are, that they're not out or in, weight is still even, push to the heels so you're engaging into the back side of the legs as well, and push up. Let me show you from the side. So toes facing forward, the joints are stacked here, carefully not pushing backwards, because when we start from a push back here on the hyperextending of the knees, you tend to go into your lower back. So just soften into the knees, have them, especially if you hyperextend, have them at what might feel like a slight bend to you. Okay, so the muscles in your legs are engaged, you're not just locking into those joints again. Okay, standing up tall, chest is proud, and you inhale, bend. Check this, that it's not sticking out there or tucking in too much. Okay, so you want that straight belly button in, so you've got that engagement here, all the way around, shoulders down and away. Exhale, push up through those heels, so you're engaging into those lower bum cheeks, into the hamstrings and into the glutes. So you're not just activating into the front of the legs where it tends to take the most strain. So inhale, bend down, shoulders down away from the ears, and exhale, push up. Feel like you're going through water or thick toffee. Inhale, so you can make your own resistance. Toes facing forward. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. You can do as many as you like. Okay? You can also add little pulses here. So you can come down, hold it down at your furthest point. Chest still proud, shoulders down, belly button to spine. And we pulse up and down. So squeeze from the bum. 6, squeeze. 7, shoulders down. 8, 9, 10. You can even sit and hold, belly button in. Okay, feeling those muscles engage. You can bend down lower to see how it is on your joints. And push up. Okay, so you can also do squats in external rotation, meaning you're turning out from your hips, and then your hips, your knees, and your toes are in the same line. So a nice turnout to think about is just corners of the room. So careful, especially if you're hypermobile, that you don't turn out like a duck. So have it in a comfortable position. Belly button to spine, shoulders down and away, and we inhale, bend, and exhale, push up, wrap around, squeeze sits bones together. The wider you take your legs, the easier it is on your joints. And so inhale, bend, exhale, lift that pelvic floor up. It's such a nice place to find your pelvic floor. Shoulders are above the hips. Knees again, staying in line with those first two toes. Weight is even big toe, baby toe, heel. Push through the heels so you're engaging into the back of the legs. Shoulders down. Lift the kneecaps up from the quads as you lift up. Always thinking of growing tall. Even when you're bending down, there's this energy in the top part of the body. I'll show you from the side. Just taking my legs wider than the mat. pushing the feet down. Inhale there. See that from the top of my head to my tailbone is straight, and it's like I'm sliding down a wall. So you don't want to be going here. You literally want to feel like you're sliding down a wall. Okay, exhale, pushing up. So those squats, sumo squats, all of that's working into your big muscle groups in your legs. I'm going to lie down on the mat now, going into bums, into our glute meads, into our bum cheeks. Our glute max is a big muscle, but our glute med is actually super important for our stability. So keeping our pelvis here, especially when we're standing on one leg, our glute med actually helps us support that pelvis when instead of that pelvis shifting out to the side. Okay, so I'm going to show you some glute med work, and then we'll go into our glute max for that bum lift. Okay, so we're going to lie down on our mats. Come down slowly. You're going to lie on your one side. You can lie flat, like so, or you can come up onto your hand. Just make sure that if you're here, you're not just sinking your shoulder into your ear. Be here actively. Again, it's that core. It's that rectangle. So even though you're lying down, you still want this to be engaged and connected and be supportive for your lower limbs to do the work. Because if it's not, then we start moving into the spine again. Okay. You can keep your bottom leg bent for support. Take your top hip and make sure it's stacked on top of the bottom hip. Your underneath oblique is lifted up off the mat. So imagine there's a straw underneath, yeah? Belly button in, and this top oblique is as long as the bottom oblique. So again, a place to check in is between the ribs and the hips on either side are the same. This top arm can be on your hip like so, just shoulder down and away, or it can just be placed gently on the mat in front of you. So we are doing glute med now. So glute med is the side of your bum here. If you start now and you don't feel it, just bring your hand to your bum and just touch it so you can feel where that muscle is. Okay, from there, you're going to, shoulders are also down. Okay, so remember those shoulder blades down the back. You're going to exhale, lengthen and lift that leg up. Okay, you'll feel engaged, and then bring it down to a hover so that you don't lose the connection in the leg completely. So exhale, lengthen, lift. You don't have to have a flexed or a pointed toe, especially if you're cramped. Just let the foot be there. And a lot of the time, if we tense too much in our foot, we start working from our foot, and then you might start feeling it here. Okay, so you want to be working from this side bum cheek. So lengthening up. And I just want to show you now the importance of keeping this stable. Because if you start doing all funky things like this, and you're not even feeling your bum engage, you're working from your spine, which is not strengthening into your bum cheek. So finding that proper position, shoulders down, exhale, moving from side bum cheek, glute med, and bring it down. Okay. You can do about 8 to 10 on the side, keep pulling belly button in. As you exhale as well, you can bring ribs together, belly button to spine, narrowing into hips. And then you can hold it up here, and you can pulse as well. So you're getting deeper into that side bum cheek. And come down. We can also do this in external rotation and internal rotation. So it just slightly changes how that muscle is working, and it slightly engages into different muscles. So external rotation, you still got your hip bone facing forward. So your pelvis is still in neutral. Externally rotate, so think about wrapping around, opening out from the hip, and you exhale, lengthen, lift. So inner thigh just facing slightly more forward than before. Okay, you might not be as turned out, you might be slightly less. It depends on your range. Keep thinking of wrapping around and squeezing that hip bone facing forward, the space between the rib and the hip the same, so you're not going here. Okay, hold it up and repulse. So shoulder down away from your ear if you want to be lying down. It's more correct to lie down, but sometimes we just want to be here, that's okay too. And bring it down. Okay. Internally rotate is bringing from the hip joint the knees, the toes towards the floor, but still having that hip bone facing forward and not down. Okay. Belly button in, and from there, slightly more for the back of the muscle, squeeze back of the leg, shoulder down, same thing, check on this, keep the hip down, place your hand down here as well, slide the shoulder blade down the back, exhale, squeeze squeeze. Let's go 3 more. And 2. Last one, hold it up and do little pulses. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring it down. So you should feel that side bum cheek connect and be working. Okay, if you're not, check what's happening in this region here. If you're just lifting up and down, and then also if you're not feeling it engaged, just squeeze it a little bit, poke it, and then see. Bring the mind to the body. Even close your eyes so you come from the inner world instead of just this external world the whole time. Okay, other side. I'll do this with you. So lying down again on the other side. Make sure you're working the other side. Hips are stacked underneath, oblique lifted, belly button is fine. You might find that the one side is easier than the other side. Totally normal. If you feel that the one side is completely weaker than the other side, what you can do is do double on the one side and half on the other side. And you can start on your weaker side. Do, say, let's say we're working in 10s. Do 10, go to the other side, do 10, and then go back to your other side and do another 10. So that is one way if you feel you're completely out of balance to bring your body back into balance. Okay, belly button in, hips stacked, leg in parallel first, shoulder down, your hand can be here as well, and you're going to exhale and lift up and bring it down to a hover, and for 2 exhale, and inhale down, and exhale for 3, squeeze, feeling it from that bum cheek, and for 4, check that you're not moving from here, 5, exhale. Let's hold the next one up and we're going to pulse. Finding that deeper connection from here. And bring it down completely. Going into external rotation. So externally rotating, inner thigh coming slightly forward. Wrapping it around, but hip bones still facing towards the front. So you might not get as turned out, and that's okay. Go within your range. Exhale, lengthen, lift. And bring it down. And for 2. Shoulders away from the ears. Keep this connected, activated, so that you can work from the correct muscle. And hold it up and repulse. You've got this. This might be a completely new muscle for you to work. So just work with it and know that it's there, and it's a big supporting muscle. So standing on one leg, all of that, supporting your pelvis. This is the muscle that does that. So just work with it. And remember to strengthen it. Don't forget about the little muscles. The little muscles are just as important as the big ones. Internally rotating now, so still keeping that hip bone facing forward. Knee and foot down towards the floor as much as you can. Squeezing a little bit more in the back of the leg. Exhale, lengthen, lift. Keeping the space the same. Doesn't have to, it's not about how high you go. I mean, you can lift all the way up and you totally lost the chest, so it's not really working in the bum. It's not about how high you go. Think more of long and then lift, so you're making space in the joints. Okay, we always want to make space for our body to move, finding that mobility. Do 2 more. Last one, hold it up, and we pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, squeeze 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come down. You should feel those juicy muscles over there. Okay, we're going to work into our glute max now, which is our bums, our big bum muscles here. We are going to take our legs into a frog. So I'm going to turn now to show you so that you can see properly. But heels together, toes apart, knees apart. If you have bony hips and a pubic bone that sticks out, take a cushion or a towel and just place it underneath your pelvis. You can do that. And in this one, I want you to watch that you're not moving from your lower back. You want to be moving from your bum cheeks. Okay, I'll turn to so you can see how my feet are now. Your head, neck and shoulders are down, and you're carefully not too far down. You want to have those heels basically in line with the knees, as in that way, not that way. Okay. Shoulders down, keep the heels glued. Belly button just connecting off the mat. Now think about squeezing your bum cheeks together to lift the knees up off the mat. And then inhale, come down. So you might not have as big a movement, and that's totally okay. Just make sure it's coming from the bum and not from the lower back. Okay. So exhale, squeeze.
And inhale, come down. Belly button just connected. Let me turn so you can see how my feet are. So here, hopefully you can see in the camera where my feet are. Then make sure your body's straight. Heels squeeze up and inhale down. Exhale, squeeze up and inhale down. Exhale, squeeze. You can do 10, you can do 20, you can hold it up at the end and do little pulses here. Shoulders down and away. Totally up to you, but feel those bum cheeks connect. Like I say, if you're feeling it in your lower back, connect those abdominals towards your spine. Don't tense them, just pull them up, connecting there. Squeeze the bum cheeks first before you even lift the knees. So squeeze the bum cheeks and then think about lifting the knees up from squeezing those bum cheeks to lift up. And then relax it down. Okay, that is it for legs and bums. I hope that helps you find a little bit of strength within the bums and the legs and in the correct way. So just watch out for your joints. Always make space. So think about that length more than that height. And remember the little muscles as well in those movements. So when you're doing squats, remember it's also about connecting, co-contracting between the front and the back, squeezing through the heels so you're finding the bum cheeks as well as the hamstrings and not just into the quads. That support in your torso that brings you that correct movement to work into the correct muscle. Thank you.